Hi everyone and welcome to the Forest Path Stole Knit Along. Many thanks to Faina for the permission to film this video tutorial. Please find the pattern link and all the material links in the description box below. Actually, you don't need the written pattern if you want to follow the video tutorials, but I recommend to download the PDF version. It is much better for your understanding. Here you can see a yarn set especially made for the Forest Path Stole. These are 2,500 meters. The pattern calls for 1,600 till 2,400 meters yarn length, so I was cautious and made a little bit more. This project will take time and it's not done in a week, or if your grandma's birthday is next weekend or so, so be aware that this is more a consistent project for your free time. The bigger yarn ball is made for the inner part of our stole and the small yarn ball is made for the edging. So we will start with the big one and we will finish with the small one. You will also need circular knitting needles with a cord system. This size is 3 millimeters. I recommend to use a cord system because you will start with circular knitting needles and afterwards we take off the cord and use only the tips. If you do not want to use a cord system, you will need circular needles and double pointed knitting needles afterwards. Please use a cord length at least 60 centimeters. We also need a tapestry needle for sewing later and 3 sets of these huge stitch holders because the stole is worked in entrelac. We need these stitch holders to secure our diamonds. Only on the side you can use yarn because you won't work in this section for a long time. I'm going to use the combined knitting method and I will show you how to knit this way. It is faster and more ergonomic for your hands, but you can knit in any way you like, of course. So the directions are all the same. It doesn't matter if you knit continental or American style or any other style. We start with a knitted cast on. For this, create a slip knot, leave a longer tail for sewing later, make a ring, put the long strand under the ring and pull it through. You'll get a loop. Insert one of your needles through the loop and tighten. Now take your second needle and cast on 141 stitches. This stitch here is number 1. For the knitted cast on, insert your needle on the front side under and through the stitch. Grab the yarn and pull up a loop. Put it back to the first needle. That's number 2. One more time, go under and through. Grab the yarn and pull up a loop. Put it back. Number 3. Make sure that your stitches are loose. If you can't adjust your tension, use a bigger needle size for the cast on. Your favorite question now would be, could I use another cast on, this one or this one is faster or better or easier and so on. So my answer is yes, of course, you can knit any cast on you like. Continue to cast on until you have 141 stitches. These are my 141 stitches. Now we're going to knit 20 rows in Z stitch. The first row will be knit 1, purl 1 and knit 1, purl 1 and so on. I'm going to knit the first stitch on the front. Go under and through the stitch. Grab the yarn, pull it through the stitch and take off. Now you can see the front loop is loose. For the purl stitch, take the yarn to the front, insert your needle from above, grab the yarn, pull up a loop and take off. In this row, all the front loops are loose. That means we will knit on the front side all the time. Now knit 1 again. Now again a purl stitch. Knit 1, purl 1. Knit 1, purl 1. Continue this way across the row. There's one stitch left and the last stitch will be always a knit stitch. Don't forget to knit always the last one. Now turn your work and the first row is done. At the beginning of each row, take the yarn to the front as if to purl and take off the first stitch, always. This will give you a slip stitch selvage. Now we have to watch out for loose loops. This stitch has a loose back loop, so we have to purl. Take the yarn to the front and purl through the back loop. Go through the stitch from behind, yarn over and pull up a loop, take off. Now you can see a purl stitch. That means we have to knit. Knit on the front side because the front loop is loose. Now again we have a loose back loop. Take the yarn to the front and purl from behind. Here you can see the purl. The front loop is loose and we knit a stitch. Purl 1, knit 1, purl 1, knit 1. You may be thinking that these are cross stitches, but they are actually not. I'm going to show you purl stitch close up. You can see again a loose back loop. The stitch looks like a V. Take the yarn to the front, insert your needle from behind, and take off. And my work looks like this. So continue this way across the row and don't forget to knit always the last stitch. So that was row 2 and we're going to knit row 3. Take the yarn to the front as if to purl and take off the first stitch. Now we have to watch out. I recognize a V, that means we have to purl. Here is a purl, that means we have to knit. Then purl 1 and knit 1. Purl 1 and knit 1. Continue this way, don't forget to knit always the last stitch. Repeat this seed stitch pattern for 20 rows. Please leave a thumbs up on YouTube if you would like to see more parts, and if you have any questions, please write a comment on YouTube. Post your pics on our Facebook page or in our Facebook group. And until next time, bye bye!